Hello, my name is Susan Savion, and I've been interested in equal rights for women since the 1970s, when a group I belong to went to Springfield, the capital of Illinois, to lobby for the Equal Rights Amendment. Well, Matilda was the only daughter of a prominent intellectual family that often had the great thinkers of the day visiting them, and she was always encouraged to participate and think for herself. Matilda was way ahead of her time. She had rummaged in libraries and knew about ancient goddess religions and knew how religious institutions had vilified women for many years as evil and the source of sin. She went forward to write a book called Woman, Church, and State that took on the role of women in these institutions. She helped the poor, prostitutes that couldn't find any other work because of the laws back then, married women's rights, as well as the widowed woman. Matilda was the third member of the triumvirate of Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Cady Stanton. They worked together for 40 years. She co-authored the Women's Bible with Stanton and co-wrote the history of women's suffrage. She was involved in all aspects, giving speeches, writing books and pamphlets, and being a part of this whole movement. On her gravestone in the Fayetteville Cemetery, there is an inscription from Matilda, and that is, "There is a word sweeter than mother, home, or heaven, and that word is liberty." She worked her whole life to gain the rights and keep the separation of church and state in her work and progress for women. Matilda's house, where she lived for over 40 years in Fayetteville, has been renovated and turned into an interactive museum. Children can dress up into costumes of the day. You can hide behind a bookshelf where slaves used to be hidden in the Underground Railroad room. The parlor is dedicated to the Wizard of Oz memorabilia. There's a Haudenosaunee room showing the connection with the Native American women. And there's other aspects of it teaching about women's history and a pathway to peace. Standing up for our rights today is just as relevant as when Matilda fought for those rights back in the late 19th century. Women's study classes, libraries, as a gift for friends, this book is perfect. Anyone interested in learning a fuller picture of our country's history and the women's movement needs to read these brilliant, compassionate, progressive words of Matilda Joslyn Gage. So won't you join me in learning more about women's history, the courage to speak out for what you believe in, and, as Matilda said herself, work on. I hope you all become engaged.